Hello, everyone. Welcome to Beauty in the Garden. I'm T. If you're new here, welcome. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through how I go about planting up a new crop. So right here is some containers that I got from Temu. And this is a great size container for what I plan on planting. What I'm simply going to do is fill up all of my containers with pre-moistened soil. I'm not too worried about sifting the soil for this one. It's because I am planting corn. And the seeds are pretty big and they're pretty good to get through anything. Being out in the garden is so relaxing. It gives me time to think and clear my mind. I'm not quite sure on how many containers I plan on planting up, but I ended up planting up a pretty good amount. I will show you guys exactly what two varieties that I plan on planting up in today's video. Now I like to start all of my plants into their own little tray because I feel like when it's time to place my plants out into the garden, it gives me time to think about where I want to place things. But if I go ahead and direct sow them into the ground, then I have to dig them up. So I like to kind of just start everything into seed starting trays so I can transplant them out into the garden. And this is a great way to get a head start, especially if you're not sure exactly where you're going to plant your plants or if you need to get a bed ready. I just absolutely love playing in soil. It makes me feel so free. Sometimes there's a lot of things that go on in life that can stress you out, but for some reason going out into my garden, it just relaxes me. I hope you guys' gardening it brings you just as much joy as it brings me. I think I really started planting up more than I thought. But that is okay. I'm quite sure I'll find a place for them. So these are the little containers. I think they're actually really reasonable, and I end up with 50 of them. Here's my pre-moistened soil. It holds together nicely, not dripping wet, and crumbles apart. So the crop that we are going to be planting is the Burpee's Triple Crown White Hybrid. And we're going to be planting up the Peaches and Cream Hybrid. I'm really excited about this Peaches and Cream. I heard it tastes delicious. Simply make a hole in the middle, roughly a ½ inch deep. Here's what the seeds will look like. Make your holes. It does not have to be perfect. Corn is a pretty fast growing crop. At the beginning stages of planting up corn, once they start to come up, you want to treat them as though they're grass. You want to give them a great deal of nitrogen. We will be putting in 2 seeds per hole. All right, that was the Peaches and Cream. And now we're going to put in here is the Crown White. I did use all of the Peaches and Cream. There's the seeds. Pinch the soil, close the hole. Now I am using rainwater, so it looks a little green, just a little bit of algae. And I'm just going to water them. I usually use a different container and I don't normally use this one. It's normally for like my smaller plants. But you guys, I decided to change my mind and actually use my actual 2-gallon pitcher because I felt like this one was kind of sinking my seeds just a tad bit too much. So I would like to have a nice little, like spring rainwater type flow over my seeds. So once I realized, I was just like, you know what? I think I want to change my container. So I did. You'll see throughout the video that I changed my mind. So right here, I decided to use my 2-gallon pitcher and just kind of sweep along the top of the containers. And I thought that would just be best. So Burpee's pack actually had a great deal of seeds still left, and I was kind of amazed, like, wow, they really put a good bit of seeds in here for $1.96. So I thought that was great to see that the price was right when it came down to the packaging of how much seeds that they actually put inside their packaging. Now I did plant a good bit of corn, is because my daughter absolutely loved corn, and every year, you guys, I feel like I haven't grown enough. Even though around corn season, corn is really cheap to purchase, but I really do like to just grow my own food. So, hey, I planted a ton. So since I went ahead and planted out the corn, I kind of just want to go over some of my other plants. So you guys, this is just an addition to what I do. And so right here is some coleus. And to want to give them that nice full spilled out look, I went ahead and removed the center of the plant. And that's going to make that plant bush out a lot more. So instead of just having 1 liter, it's going to have more than 1 liter. And it's just going to spill out this container and fill out my table. Even with the salvias, I went ahead and just topped them off because I just really want that nice full look. And right here, I'm watering my new stone crop. I think I have like 3 varieties of stone crop now. I absolutely love stone crops, but you guys, treat it like a succulent. Don't move it too much. It will crack, it will break. But if it does, you can just easily pot it up into something else. Now right here is my chives. I always recommend that you clean your chives. Go ahead and clean out any weeds you might see, any browning. And right now I'm just going ahead and remove some of the flowers. I actually just go ahead and cut them up and put them into my salad, or I like to toss them in my stir fry. After I cook my stir fry, I just like sprinkle them on top of a meal or even down to my rice. Just adding the beautiful flowers. It's just beautiful and it tastes great. So if you didn't know you could eat them, enjoy the flowers as well. Make sure that you do clean up all of the brown leaves, because when you're harvesting, you don't want to harvest all those brown leaves. So if you kind of see those leaves that are browning, just go ahead and remove it so you can have a nice clean cut when it's time to just cut down your chives and dehydrate them or pop them into a meal. So this is just some of the things that I do to keep my garden up. I don't just go out there and just plant seeds. I always go out there, and I'm quite sure most of the time that I end up doing something else. So if I plant seeds or plant a plant or trim a plant or fertilize a plant, I'll always go out there and clean up something other than what I plan to do. So I always keep myself pretty busy when it comes down to keeping the garden up to par. So right here is this Dusty Miller, and it is time to get out this container. I did show you guys that I purchased this from a big box store. I am going to go ahead and divide this. So I wanted to make sure that I'm not breaking apart a whole plant, because I really looked at it really closely to make sure when I was in the store that it was more than one plant, and it was. So we're going to be breaking this apart because I really want to go ahead and get this done because it's actually already grown out of this container. So I'm going to pop it into some new containers till I figure out exactly where I want to put my Dusty Millers. Now, Dusty Millers can get pretty tall. You can top them off as well so they can get bushy. If not, they'll grow straight up. So it all depends on what your preference is and what kind of container are you going to put it in. So we ended up with 3 plants. I originally was thinking to pop this into this container, and you guys, things change quickly for me. So in my mind, I envision things on how I like to place things or where I think they should go. If it doesn't play out to what my expectations are, you guys, I remove it and I do something different. So I went ahead and popped in this Dusty Miller here, but I was just thinking, I have a lot of green, I have a lot of purples, and I felt like there was just not enough texture for me for this Dusty Miller to be in that container, so I decided to remove it. So this is what I decided to pop into this container, is this beautiful petunia, dark veined. It's just absolutely gorgeous, and I think this was going to give that pop of color that I needed in this area. So when I'm sitting here, I do have the dark blue salvias that is going to give that height, but this is going to spill out this container. So I thought this would be perfect for this area. And I cannot wait to show you guys later on how this is going to turn out. So I'm just going to water it in with a little bit of rainwater. Here's the chive harvest, this beautiful flower that I popped in, all of the corn that we just planted, and as well the plant is cleaned up, the stone crops are watered. And last thing but not least is to go ahead, you guys, and pot up those Dusty Millers that I just divided. So I'm just going to put them into these little cups here, and I'm going to figure out where I'm going to plant them. I'm not quite sure if I want to put them into the front garden, and I'm going to see, because I really need to do some serious work up there as well, but I have to focus and get around to it, you guys. I did tell you guys that I am back at work, so I'm trying to go to work and as well run a business, and as well make sure I have time to film for you guys. So I hope you guys is enjoying my content. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification so you could be notified when I do upload a video. And like I always tell you guys, there's beauty in everyone's garden. And bye-bye for now. Bye-bye, you guys. And guess what? I'll see you guys in the next one. Happy gardening.